moment, everything was okay. I always thought you would come back. I thought you would. We both know there's more to say. I can't let you break my heart.
I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. So relax, so relax.
I can't let you break my heart.
I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. I like that, when the chemistry got.
I can't let you break my heart.
And when you bite back, you can remedy that. I'm into energy and telling the facts, tenderize my tendencies. Oh, ribs, they better be back, so relax. I'm on the track, this right is my home. I never asked, so you feel my tone. You've been alone, oh no. Here we go again, and you said that we were only friends. I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. So relax, so relax, so relax. I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that.
And for a moment, everything was okay. I always thought you would come back. I thought you would. We both know there's more to say. I can't let you break my heart.
I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. So relax, so relax.
I can't let you break my heart.
I like that, like that, like that. I like that, like that, like that. And you said that we were only friends.
Come back, 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 come back.
ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, I don't write raps. ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, 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 talk. ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, I don't write raps. ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, 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 talk. Give me that, give me this, ain't give me ASAP. Right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, 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 Swipe a pretty bitch right off her feet, this a hijack. Why your nigga flexing like he me, ain't even like that. Bitch mistake my newest pinky ring for an ice pack. Shorty keep on damn requesting me about some Snapchat. I don't even like rats, invested into mice traps. Pull up to the trenches on my jewelry, yeah I'm like that. I just put my finger in the cause she like that. Don't compare that pussy boy to me. Feeling like I'm Sosa Chiefy Keith. Tired of them niggas sleeping on me, I don't like naps. Niggas fuck around and stole the flow, and y'all like that? Okay, okay. And I'm right back, ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, I don't write raps. ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, 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 talk. ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, I don't write raps. ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, 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 talk. ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, I don't write raps. ASAP, right up on my gut, and that's a life tag. Walk inside the booth, I just talk, 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 talk.
walking around until my body aches. Just waiting for you to get home, so I can call you, so I can see you, so I can hold you, so I can call you, so I can see 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 you. Wasting time, filling space, walking around until my body aches. Just waiting for you to get home, so I can call you, so I can see you, so I can hold you, so I can call you, so I can see 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 you.
Pulling myself out alive, repeating my days and blurring every night. Driving your way to the west side. I could love this place if we could have more time. I just need
What's up, guys? All right, let's get this started. Appreciate you guys for the patience. I know you guys are working on your stuff anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, let's just dive right into everything. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Tradetopia. Remember, this is where we're building our freedom, one trade at a time. So remember the disciplines. Remember to go through your checklist. And honestly, the outcomes of one trade doesn't determine it all. So, let's just focus on what's in our control. But you showed up. You've been putting in the time. Let's get after it. What's up? What's up, A-Figure Trader, Edgar? We got Diego. Hola, hola. ¿Qué tal todos? Brandon. Good morning, good afternoon. Puccini. We got Seth, Gabriel, Corey. Let's get after it. Michael in here. All right, we got everyone. Everyone's locked in. Kaz, morning. Danielle, we got Andre, Joe, Ma, Patrick. The whole gang's in here. All right, welcome, everyone. What's up, Dan? Cesar. So, going straight into indices, we had a great play on Dow buys to end the week, and this actually ended up becoming the low. So how many of you, anyone take the setup from the stream? I know we kind of talked a little bit about it within the community. I think Corey took this as well with me, but we had a shakeout setup. Basically, market cleared the low, we came back up here for a bit, and then we played into this imbalance, took a buy position, and then let it rip. I didn't hold it over the weekend or anything like that. So, light work here, like a 2 hour or so. And then, this just kept going though. It's just continued its bullish process. And that brings us to real time. And now we're actually getting very close. And within seconds, I think we'll be seeing a short around NASDAQ. So MNQ here, to me, looks like we just might have an opportunity. If you guys see that, this is actually playing out of that zone from from Friday. So yeah, I kind of want to see what we got going on over here. We're getting right into the zone now. I do like the sells a bit. The thing is, and what's kind of interesting is like it's in the zone for the sell now. I just want to see price action with the only thing that kind of like slightly I don't love is that we've seen NASDAQ more bullish versus Dow like within the last few hours. Like London session, it kind of chilled out. But, like if we look at it from this point of view, here's our setup. And I wanted to go a little bit higher before I shorted. But we have, look at that, Dow at that 886. It's flying in the zone. NASDAQ's like right there. I do think NASDAQ sell could still play out. So if you wanted to take a sell right around this area, definitely now is the time. So I took a short right here just now. How do you guys feel about this play? Are we in there? This one we talked about since last Friday. And then especially once we started to see Dow pull up even more, I was a little bit more intrigued here. But we can zoom in a little bit. We have the 5 minute here. Even the 1 minute. We can see we got a decent drop actually. So look at this 1 minute time frame. The 1 minute already sold off pretty decent, about 30 points. The push to the upside, like that manipulation here, was much more than that. So I do think we have room for sells. So if you didn't get in before and you wanted to, again, right around the zone. It's right there. So for me, I have my entry, and this is actually right around the New York Open here. It's about a 50-point stop. And then if we do get a reversal, that 50-point reversal basically coming into structure, that's a sign to me, for me to go back to break even, which would be just dropping like into this area over here, basically. Yeah, let's see what this has in store for us today. So yeah, right off the rip, shorting. See what happens. See if we get anything interesting here. Now, where is my ultimate, exit here and everything? For a trade like this, we can look at how the market's lined up. Now that this took out the high over here, I think we could get the reversal. Maybe it wants to go from the high from NFP from last week. Maybe it clears that, maybe not, because that's what this is right here. This is NFP's high, and then it drops. But right now, I think some of the targets for what we have going on is either to trade into kind of the sell-off for London session and an imbalance. So just kind of trading into here looks good. Honestly, this is a conservative exit. You have a little bit of an imbalance, some of this low, conservative. I could see it. But where the market really starts to create some movement is here. Here's you have a drop, goes up a little bit, another big move to the downside. This then creates the pre-London low, starts to rally, and then from here the market just keeps on pushing. So if I am gonna look for an exit, around here looks good as of now. In reality, we've seen this be the previous high. This is the next low right over here. So yeah, let's see what happens. We're within the structure. What I'm not loving at the moment is how we've seen Dow clear the highs that it had here from London, and then it's approaching the NFP high. So I wonder if this is just going to continue to take us further, like if it clears these highs, and if that's going to end up taking out NFP over here, this NASDAQ high right there. So, it is what it is. I'm okay with the outcome. This is a setup that to me just made sense anyways. We had liquidity here. We had the sweep of the high. This is NFP. The market doesn't really mitigate this yet. Comes back down, keeps pushing its way further down. So, yeah, I mean, with all that being said, it's still valid. The only downside, I guess, the only downside to this trade was the fact that price action was slowing down in real time. We had Dow Jones start to actually trade lower, and then it picked up momentum. So comparatively on the 5-minute, the 15, I think we still made the right choice. Like, we still took the right setup, unless, and you know what, actually, I didn't take a look at S&P again. So that one's on me. Let's see if that was the actual right choice, S&P. Again, it was. Interesting. We should have taken S&P. What can happen is if NASDAQ could hold if it survives, then it probably drops first and then starts to move more bearish than S&P. But in relation to like actually holding the structure and not getting stopped out, it would definitely be S&P. So right now, let's say you didn't take anything and you're like, oh well, I kind of wanted to see, what could work out better. Then S&P would be the play, and we'd be looking at something like this right over here. I'd zoom in over here, but yeah, this is the one that is least likely to get stopped out. You have the highs, the sweep to the upside. We can look for right over here. Yeah. All right. Right there. Boom. Right minutes after, so we see it drop down to here. And this is the play. So MES is the actual setup here. And then now if we zoomed out a little bit. Now I would only approach this or take this on if you are, I guess, not necessarily, what's the word I'm looking for? If you have no risk on the table right now, it's really the only way I would approach this. And you're like, all right, cool, I'm down to introduce risk to the setup, blah, blah, blah. Then, yeah, I would tackle this one on. All right. Cool. So if you were to take this fresh setup, I have an account that I'm not in yet, so I'll take it on that one. But yeah, here we go. This is it. Where's my mouse? There we go. And here's the actual play. Well, let's see. The easy targets here are right here. This liquidity playing into this imbalance, in which you see a nice drop right into here. So something like this looks good. Puts you over at 2R. And at this point, you know, we've seen now officially Dow has cleared NFP highs, London highs. If we look at NASDAQ's also now cleared NFP's high. So definitely clearing liquidity across both of these setups. I wouldn't be surprised if indices in general drop. Like I was mentioning, S&P now in the zone. Here's where we had support, resistance. So there's definitely what we call the last point of supply. There's definitely like just key levels, key reversal levels from the past. Once the market sweeps liquidity, then these can become relevant again. You still see them function properly. So you could see that go down. I'm still in this by a little bit. I think my stop is, I guess, up right here. Either way, whatever, this could be a loss. If it is a loss, then it's going to come back down to, and this is happening more often, which is interesting. I'm seeing more S&P still be a valid asset to correlate. Usually S&P is somewhere in between Dow and NASDAQ. So it's like trading in between in relating to structure. But today and last week, it happened once last week as well. S&P is like, for example, here, check this out. S&P is holding structure really well. Like this pulled up into the 886, no problem. While NASDAQ, came for the high. New York or Dow Jones did the same thing. So yeah, usually it's S&P. For example, I'll give you an example. If Dow was trading up here and NASDAQ was trading down here, then S&P would be kind of in the middle. So usually S&P isn't the one that's, the lagging the most. That's almost never the case. But it's definitely always worth checking, which is where I've been making mistakes the last, let's say, so I think it was FOMC or NFP, one or the other. And then today I should have checked it. So I just got used to it never being an actual option that I didn't. But that one's on me, 100%. So yeah, let's see how this ends up falling from here. I do have a position. I have a position on one account that I didn't open anything yet, but on the rest, yeah, I took my L on NASDAQ. Okay. Either way, still think this one plays out. But while all of this, or it's valid to play out. I mean, if it plays out or not, whatever. But it's just valid to possibly sell. So that's a valid setup. Oil here, I had an alert go off, but it's because it finally got to all this liquidity over here. So we have tons of retail buys right here. It's a huge trend line. This has been building up buyers and buyers and buyers and buyers. So yeah, curious if we get a play sometime soon. Only way I'd find myself into an oil position is if we swept the liquidity and then lost all of that super fast, and then kind of a shakeout setup. So we'd have to kind of clear some lows, bounce back, do this kind of thing. So that's the only way I'd look for a buy. And on the other side of things, we do see London session kind of pump up to here and then drop. However, this gets borderline liquidity and there's tons of imbalance. So I'd argue there's probably a better selling opportunity up here. And even this, though, is pretty close to liquidity, so I have to play this one by ear. All right, so let's take a look at some. Let's take a look at some majors. See what we got in store here. Last week, I was looking to take a buy position on Australian. So 6A Australian futures or AUD USD. These are basically the same thing. And there was a huge sell-off from over here. So we saw a big move. Market drops like 55 pips. But then we see NFP just pump this out of our zone. So didn't quite get the setup that I wanted. Didn't get low enough. But now this order has been filled. These things have been mitigated. So all good is here. Boom. Now I know different majors had a similar play here. So I know that there's definitely buy setups that we could be taking a look at from last week. Australian, not so much. Not so much going on over here. I think we have kind of a equal lows, like a little dip under, and then it runs. If we look at the pound, it definitely went lower, and then it popped off here. Here, some of you I know shorted GBP. I talked about shorting NZD. By the time we got here, they were both kind of similar, but NZD was a slightly less aggressive move to the upside, so I did go with shorting NZD, and we did hit take profit on our NZD trade. So well done to everyone that decided to take this move. But for now, let's speculate. Let's see what we got going on over here. Thank you. All right, so we got that move. Euro also similar, and honestly very aggressive move to the upside. So this last drop here with Euro, boom, right there. This could be nice, especially now that we're seeing that shift on structure over here. Yeah, this looks solid. Indices were not playing. No dice, no NFP reversal anywhere across the board. Just wasn't happening. We saw a play out of here, so some mitigation there. But yeah, apparently this is just not a part of the plan. Not part of the, well, a part of, it was a setup that I took for sure. But yeah, whether it was NASDAQ or Dow, nothing, none of these. And I guess, I don't know if with these plays here, if this was just mitigation, I guess. This might have been the only thing I kind of understand would be that when the market came back up to here, this mitigated these buy positions maybe. That's one idea. Or, you know what? I guess I wonder if, okay, so check this out. Just for those of you curious about like why, why did this trade not play out or whatever. I wonder if it has to do with this. So Dow Jones actually mitigated this. It took out the highs, right? It did the big move to the upside. So we see that happen there. And then Dow got to the zone first, this huge pump. And then during London, it shorted. So it dropped. It did its thing. And since Dow had already mitigated this, and we saw that's when, and Q didn't really do much, but you know, it just did this. I wonder if that was the exchange of money that it needed. Like that's all it was. Like, oh, well, Dow already shorted, so then Nasdaq and S&P weren't going to. Period. Yeah. I don't know. Could be. Could be what's going on. All right, but anyways, moving on. That's a 1R on the books. Minus 1R for me on the books there. And from here, I guess we have, this was Friday London session. Around here for both. And then we have S&P chilling. Not really dropping too aggressively at all. So there's definitely more imbalance to fill. There's this little pump here from London session. And yeah, so at this point, I'm curious if the focus on the session was to take out NFP's highs, like just for now. We'll see. Let's say we see the market just absolutely start to melt from here. Then, and you know, we see the market do one of these, just drop, and then just kind of trade down here, stay really bearish. Then maybe we could look for a short, but for now I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see what happens here. I'll be curious. With the majors, so with the euro here, I'm going to place my alert in case we come back down to here at some point. Same thing with the pound. I'm going to place my alert if we work our way down. Now, euro is way more bullish, so it's more likely that euro takes its time to work its way down to these levels. One interesting thing is the yen. So I had the zone marked up from last week. I don't know if you guys remember. I was looking to short. And we end up getting up to this zone. And then we just rejected. So we actually just mitigated this move. I wasn't going... I didn't take the position. Because one... the yen was more bullish than a lot of these other pairs, these other majors. So I wasn't fully convinced it was gonna hold the setup anyways, and it did mitigate. So it already reacted nicely. If I would have taken this, now my stop loss would be break even, and I basically would be getting hit out at break even right now. So we'll see how this continues to how more candles print. But yeah, I'm not in this trade, and if I was, my stop would be break even. And I do want to go and unpack our New Zealand sell from last week. We took our time, we were patient of all the setups. We saw this one sweep liquidity here, then start moving its way down. It traded bearish for, Asian session, London session. And then NFP worked its way all the way over to this zone. That's when we shorted. With all that being said, that leads us to trading this down. And like I mentioned, guys, we had already seen some strong levels of support in the past in this zone. So we saw, support here, here, here. So that's why, for me, this felt more likely to be an area for reversal, which is why I took my exit right around here. And this was like a right around a 2.5R. So held this one well. And now we see where this goes. So right now, in terms of new setups, yeah, not looking for much. I want more more data, honestly, before I can trade anything. We've seen a lot of these setups, get back to these zones, trading near Thursday's highs. Some of these trading more bullish than others. But for new trades right now, we're in consolidation, so not much for me to do here. And with this week, one thing I want you guys to really consider is the fact that we don't have a lot of dollar news events. So tomorrow we have 30 minutes after New York Open, we have a dollar news. And then Thursday we have, typical unemployment claims. So only 2 scheduled dollar news events. That doesn't mean that we're not going to see, Trump say things and, shit goes down. Of course not. Like, that's very much likely to happen. So we can have tariffs talk. We can have, whatever. So I would be prepared for unexpected volatility for sure. With that being said, let's go take a look at a couple other things we've seen. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. ETH is climbing. ETH is really starting to push. Look at that. Huge moves. Starting to pump up here. So where is crypto looking to go do now? Basically, we've seen a nice recovery, and I was talking about this with the guys with the team, the syndicate. And where did my mouse go? Oh, here we go. And wait a minute, what is happening here? I think my computer is bugging out. What the heck? My mouse went rogue. I'm being hacked. I have to be. Alright, that was weird. So, yeah, right now we're coming back to these key levels from Friday's New York Open, NFP, etc. with ETH. One thing I just want you guys to kind of think about is look at how the market played out, basically ending the day. So we see during the weekend, ETH and Bitcoin, so just crypto in general, it starts to go lower, and it's breaking below. And once we get to these levels, especially the price down here, basically 3,400 and under, we break below and then just start to rip. So this just kind of showed us that there was very little demand below 3,400, 3,420. And this to me is more so signs of bullishness. This does not look like 4-hour break of structure, 4-hour lower lows. This to me looks like captures retail buyers, trap sellers, comes back up right away, does it again, drops for about 8 hours, 12 hours, but sells off, clears out more buyers, trap sellers instantly, like at a faster pace, reverses. These are the type of structures that I don't think give the best perspective here. And now we are just, totally on the other side of this thing. And I would have loved to be able to take this. What the fuck is going on with this mouse? This is so strange. Huh. Why is this happening? It's always the dumbest shit when you're streaming. Like, somehow my mouse only wants to stay on the other monitor. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. Well, basically, as you guys can see, it's pushing to the upside. My whole point here is that we don't have very much demand on the low side of things. So, and that's okay. Now, whenever I can get my mouse back, I'll definitely go ahead and give you guys more detail. This thing is just losing its cool. Here we go. Okay. So that's ETH. ETH is playing into, just New York Open from Friday. If you go look at Bitcoin, and ETH BTC is picking up as well, which means that basically Ethereum is going to move in the direction with more volatility than Bitcoin. And that's what we're starting to see here. Bitcoin working its way, very similar price action. So really, I think the key zones, whether it's Bitcoin or ETH, are the zones that we have here. So we see the market sell off one last time before the market makes its move. And I'm assuming we're going to get a similar type of trade with indices where, we'll make kind of our way back down, mitigate, and then rip. And that's honestly, this is my perspective for the month in general. I could see us kind of making one pullback at some point early in the month and then just continuing to go on an absolute bullish rampage. That being said, let's bring it back here to indices. We got Dow trading up into this range. I'm not looking to sell anything here. We have NASDAQ similar, just playing up until this level, and then S&P working its way up to here too. So, yeah, just basically looks like it's going to get up to this level. This is just a little pump. Not a sell zone for me, but this is just an idea. So where does that bring us to relating those buys that we had talked about? Whether it's NASDAQ or it's going to be or Dow on the way down. So we see this kind of spike down and then the move. Honestly, I think this is where we have to get back to. If I'm looking at how this is set up, and okay, we got the fill here. Great. That's where it starts. I guess we'll just do it like this. Yeah, we spike down and then we kind of start to rally from here. So this is kind of where it makes sense. You see it spike down, rebalance, continue. So we'll kind of see which one it is, whether it's going to be Dow, NASDAQ to work its way all the way down to here. It gaps down, comes up, and then drops some more. So it looks like, yeah, the short could be maybe somewhere like over here. Or the buy can be somewhere over here. A little buy zone. And then, it's when the market pumps so much, like we've seen 200 points basically from NQ. We're seeing, Dow is ripping, same thing, 200, almost 300 points. Everyone's looking to call the high, right? Pin the high. But I wouldn't chase this unless you had the setup. Like here we see a little push to the upside before it drops. A little sweep right there. The Asian session highs. This finally met up to this London session. Little bullish move. You got Dow that's approaching similar zones. It's not as bullish. So Dow is actually lagging the most. It's the slowest to move its way up. And then S&P has this little zone right there. So yeah, it's in that, imbalance, whatever, fair value gap, whatever you guys want to call it. Market could definitely start to reverse from here. Now that it's successfully cleared out NFP highs, it's playing into the imbalance from Friday's London session. Only way I would look to take something is if we, kind of leave this zone quickly, show signs of no demand, show signs that, the motive behind price up here was solely to liquidate positions or lure in, longs. Only something like that would lead to a sell. Right now, I'm more conservative with an idea for anything here. Yeah, what we don't want to do, remember, you don't want to just start clicking buttons, revenge trading because you took a loss on NQ or on S&P or something. Just chill. Just chill the fuck out. Okay, that takes us to. So we talked about crypto, pushing, doing its thing. Hopefully you picked some up over the weekend. Let me know who in the chat. Let's see who bought some crypto this weekend. Maybe we got into some stocks. Maybe. Let's look at gold and silver. Gold and silver. What's the word, guys? Wow. I'm still holding this too. I'm still holding about 20% of my trade. I'm still holding on this one. So 0.2R I let run, and it's sitting at a 1.5 now. And the rest of it I already took. So this one's going nice. And then we can take a look at silver. Silver definitely not as bullish. If you look at price action, gold is trading around Thursday's price action from the 24th. So if we were to look at silver, gold is trading around up here now. Silver is very slow to move up. So not looking for any sort of buys here. If we were to get into some maybe sell zones, that would be different. Which it kind of looks like we have a little right up here. It sweeps the highs and then it drops. There may be a selling zone right there. But because of the highs right here, I'm not too keen to take a position there. So metals, I'm gonna hold out on metals for a bit. Let's see how oil has been trading today. So consolidation, still building liquidity there. Like I mentioned, I kind of wait for it to make some divisive decisions. That leads us to more of the exotics. The peso played out really nice during, right after NFP, and when it flew into the zone, this sold out really well. I know we were looking at NZD and everything, but yeah, this one ended up just melting. So really good risk reward on this one. I still have our setups from last week. Definitely think we can get a trade with Mexican peso over here. Yeah. So this one I'm still waiting for. This is, if you're looking at USD Mexican, the chart will be flipped. But if you're looking at Mexican peso, the futures, peso futures, then yeah, I'm looking for a short right where we have tons of resistance before this push to the upside. Eventually, it seems like we can get up to this level. So waiting out on this one. Update on indices, guys. We're starting to see that little short. Starting to lose that momentum over here. Looks like NASDAQ did want to sell from these London highs, end of Asian session highs from Friday pre NFP. So losing tons of momentum at the moment on NQ S&P, Dow Jones. So all of these starting to sell off from this area. S&P being the most, in my opinion, the most bearish right now. So look, we're already starting to trade back down to these NFP highs, right into this level. If you look at that, now let's say, how do I make a decision if I'm gonna sell this or something? I want this to get back down to basically my principle, and this is a different entry model for me. This isn't the typical mitigation where we're, buying where there was a smart money sell or selling when there was a smart money buy. This type of trade that's potentially forming, key potential, is when you have a capture of liquidity like we did here. So we took out the highs, the NFP highs, and then the market loses its demand. So it shows that the intention behind the move to the upside is just to take out liquidity. And then when the market comes right back down, it's starting to show us signs that there was very little demand, that the intention was not to create, that that there's not many buy orders at these levels. It was enough to take the price up to here, but not enough for these to be competitive prices, etc. So if the market comes back down, like it's starting to do so right now, then we want to see demand. We want to see price trade like this, like actually hold it down, and then look to sell off again. Something like that would be the idea. Now, that's why I said this is a potential idea. Why? Because as you may be noticing right away, well, the market's not just staying put. This, for me, I would have preferred to see us kind of stay pretty bearish. As soon as it dropped down like that, we would have stayed down here. We definitely didn't get that here. So yeah, right now it gets a little risky when the market crashes, but then it comes right back up. So this is not enough for me to say, okay, I'm gonna look for a short. It kind of, yes, it came back up and then back down, up again, down. If maybe we trade lower here for longer, we see that price doesn't really want to trade up here, then that might be the case. But for all we know, this was the pullback, and if it shorts, I don't know if it'll come back or not. At the end of the day, the important thing here is to stick to what works for you, and not to trade at hope, don't trade your past, basically. Man, apple cider vinegar never really gets better. Like, it just doesn't. Okay, so yeah, we'll come back. We'll catch up on this. Let's see what this is. This kind of looked like it could be something, but no, not so much. Okay, so basically, today might be one of those days where the market kind of just loads up rather than really do much. Like, it might not give me new setups. It might just be preparing something for the next day. So that's kind of how I'm gonna approach things. Spotify pumped today about 5%, 5.6% move. Actually, a little more earlier. I haven't taken a position here. I wanted to see this go lower. So I'm definitely waiting it out here with Spotify. Spotify. Down to here. Want to get these alerts. Despite, some pretty good movement so far. Okay. I'm adding more to ENPH. I'm just dollar cost averaging at this point. And then a zone that I talked about here that I like is with Ferrari. Ferrari getting below 430 was the beginning of my dollar cost average over here. And this I'm obviously long term. I'm very long term with. So trade the Rari for the Rari. Unity. This is a gaming play that I had in mind. Absolutely just lost it. Sending it. Let's see if we can get back down to into the 20s. I want to get under like 26 again from here. Could let this rip. Yeah, gaming is just going crazy. Roblox just doesn't ever stop for some reason. It's just like insane, ridiculous movement. We got Webull, guys. Webull here, still in good dollar cost average prices. So if you're looking to position yourself more into fintech, then this, I like the zone. This is good stuff for me. Yeah, right over here. All right. So yeah, the current ones that I'm adding positions to at the moment are, I'm gonna put a little green flag under them. I need race to drop a little bit more actually. Right now it's out of the zone, but I have been adding to this one. So ENPH, Webull, Ferrari is getting close again, and then I'm stacking more into. I'm still adding to Intel. Those are the current ones at the moment. Okay, that covers stocks. Let's go back here. I'm gonna do kind of an overall, just overview on the market. We've been just kind of with the dominance in general with Bitcoin. It's definitely shown the bearishness on dominance, which just basically what this means is that alts should be losing more and more momentum, or alts should be gaining momentum relative to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is losing dominance over the overall crypto market cap. These are the signs that more money starts to flood into altcoins versus Bitcoin in general. So a continuation of this for the foreseeable future for sure is how I have this in mind. One thing I've noticed is a lot of people just like everyone, and I don't know if this is just not being realized, but there are beliefs that I'm seeing are hard for people to challenge. And one of them is the 4-year crypto cycle. Like for whatever reason, people think this thing's a law or something. And so I am definitely not under that impression that everything, like, why would it just perfectly align every 4 years like that? Like, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't make sense that we're giving too much credit to, I don't know, like a short amount of time. So could it keep being like that? Maybe, but it doesn't necessarily have to. And then with Bitcoin dominance, I don't necessarily think Bitcoin dominance is going to go lower and lower as time goes on. I think it'll probably get higher and higher as time goes on. So I do think we get back down below the 50% in Bitcoin dominance, maybe below 46.84 here in this imbalance here. But I wouldn't count on it going to, sub 40s or anything like that. My take profits, I think, with crypto is going to be once we start to enter into this imbalance, and we got some good price action, some other things there, but I think we got some ways to go. I think we have. I want to see, like, we haven't really gotten this huge meltdown in dominance. Sometimes these things take about 6 to 8 weeks. at a time whenever it's that time. I'm not saying that that's going to be now, but yeah, we'll see. Same thing with USDT. I think the dominance can still drop significantly. So, and as you guys are seeing, ETH starting to make its move, starting to pick up a lot more momentum in the market in general. So, yeah, I think all alts are going to should start to pick up soon, and we'll see which ones will be the winners of that. So, all right. Now I'm gonna do just a real quick recap of where we're at with everything, and then we'll probably look to wrap everything up over here. So we got majors here, or not majors. We got indices. We saw it go up, crash back down. It didn't spend too much time down here. It went down. It came right back up to the zone. Selling here, I kind of get it, but since we didn't spend too much time we pumped up, dropped back down, pumped up again. Like, nothing is very stable, consistent. So I can't really make a decision. And I'd rather keep it like that. And we're seeing S&P is pretty bullish. It was, it only dropped for a very brief amount of time. NASDAQ, when it was pushing down, same thing. It only dropped for a very little bit of amount of time. And it's actually only Dow that came down, traded down here for 5-6 minutes or so, and then is working its way up. It is more bearish than NASDAQ and S&P. I would have preferred if we would have seen Dow trade lower for a little bit longer, but 6 minutes trading down here, not the most proof that the market has more demand over here versus up here. So because it's not the most convincing, don't necessarily have, I would say, a 10 out of 10 setup, and especially not for a shakeout. It does bring less proof. So taking a sell here, I think, would be a bit unreasonable. It would be, not having a ton of bearish demand over here. So could it play out? Maybe. And then now, what's the price of maybe? Does that mean you don't trade at all? Does that mean you risk a little bit? I'll put the ball in your court, folks. That's something for you to back test. It could be a demo trade where you're thinking, you know what, I want to see, how much demand is enough demand for a shakeout setup. Could it be worth it? So ball is in your court, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't call it an official idea, but I could see how it can play out. Basically, that's my take on a short with Dow at the moment. Yeah, that would be my perspective. So, yeah, that's moving on. That's indices. And then, as we talked about with majors, guys, and I'm going to get in the chat. I just realized I didn't even look at the chat. Majors, I'm not looking to sell anything. We're squeezing consolidation. So remember, just give yourself a chance to stay out of the market. Let the market just show you clear opportunities. Otherwise, you're definitely just trading your desires. You're trading your feelings. You're not really trading what's in front of you. So qualify the opportunities for sure. Right now, gold, I don't have anything up here for shorts. I don't want to sell gold. It's more bullish relative to to silver anyways. Silver is lagging behind, but no clear setups. You could argue maybe a short in here, but right now I'm okay with just staying out of the market. And then that brings us to let's see where we're at. Oil's bouncing. It bounced right out of this, sold off right into equal lows. So that for me drops the potential for a position. So I didn't take this, but it is bouncing off this really nicely. And then we have Mexican peso in the future. So if you trade CFDs, it's the sell-off here. So this is kind of where you're looking at. And then if you trade futures, then we're looking to short. So futures here, the sell comes way up here. And that's about it. Yeah, that's it. That's all, folks. Let me get into the chat. Let me see what's good, and then we'll go from there. All right, what's up, guys? Now remember, today we have a training. We have a training, so in the community, if you're not in here, you should be in there. You want to get in there. All right, so let me get you guys invited if you're not in here already. Here we go. So community link. Boom. Yeah, so we have a training at 7 p.m. Central today. We're going to be going over mitigation, setups, etc. Just the science behind it all. Caught the snipe up with Naz. Nice, well done. The 4-hour imbalance, yeah, I totally get that. With looking for any positions here with the market, yeah. Missed the entry on my own. Cool. Let's get it. Morning. All right, guys. Yeah, so don't miss that. You'll see it here. Everything will be posted. Guys, remember, we do have our retreat in Colombia. So if you want to trade together, explore Cartagena, have just epic, just the vibes are going to be immaculate, then definitely check it out. It's going to be sick. So we have a whole bunch of stuff. We'll be staying at basically a 5-star hotel. It's VIP treatment. You'll get picked up. You get the welcome drinks. Go exploring. We got the boat day. We'll be trading together. So it's going to be a vibe. You guys can check that out here at tradetopia.store. It's got everything. You can look at all the details in there here. So if you want to go out here with us in the middle of September, we already have a pretty good group going, then feel free to check this out. We'll be adding some videos and stuff to that too. But any questions you have with payments, payment plans and stuff like that, then definitely just let me know. All right, shoot me a message. If you want to go basically have a trading vacation, a tradecation, then let's do it. So much love, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, we do have the special training this evening. Don't miss out on that. I'll go ahead and send you guys an update and an alert. And then if you want access to that, make sure you join the community. It's totally free. And I'll see you guys there. So peace out, guys. And I'll see you again tomorrow.